had a whole homily ready to go. It's on my phone, but I don't know, my heart's just so full of joy that I just need to speak from what's going on in my heart. You know, I absolutely love Christmas. It's always been a special time for me, something magical about all the presents under the tree, waiting for all that time. And it's just been so special for me. And when I was ordained 2 weeks ago as a priest, I felt like Christmas came early, and I shared this with some people. Something just changed in me. It was like, I'm usually kind of a somber, sober guy, but I don't know, something just happened in my life that even though the cathedral was like totally full apart from my 4 family members, my life was just like full of joy. And I couldn't even fall asleep that night. There was just so much joy in my heart. And I was thinking about that. I was like, okay, Christmas came early for me. And it was like, okay, why can't I just have Christmas every day? I just want Christmas every day. And I think that's a wonderful message for us to realize. Like, you can actually have an experience of Christmas every day. Okay, what is Christmas? Christmas is an experience of God being born into our lives. And we actually said these words in the responsorial psalm. Today is born our Savior, Christ the Lord. I don't know about you, but I feel like this is actually happening in my life. Like, I feel like right now, like my heart is like this manger scene, and Jesus is like, he's taken a permanent residence in my heart. Like he's come to live. It's been so interesting because, like, as a priest, people might think, oh, he's celibate. He's like all alone. No, like Jesus is really in me. Like I'm serious. Like Jesus has taken up like a permanent residence in my heart. My heart's this little manger, and the Christ child is alive, and he is like a joyful little kid in my heart. And I just can't help but share it. And it's so wonderful. Like, I just heard confessions for 2.5 hours, and some people might think, like, that's kind of scary to hear all these people's sins for such a long time, and then you have to go celebrate Mass. No, like, there's a joy in my heart that nothing can take away. Oh, and that's the story of Christmas. Like, God actually entering into our lives, and he wants to take up a permanent residence in our hearts. It's not just some nice story some 2,000 years ago. It's a story that has so much power that it's actually alive today. And we can actually experience what it's like for Christmas to happen today and every day. Because I've been experiencing it. Like, literally every day since being ordained has felt like Christmas to me. Like, I really feel that I'm never alone, that God is actually in my heart. And as John was saying the responsorial psalm, like I barely even read any of this besides the gospel. My whole homily was on the gospel. But it's like, wow, he just said, today is born our Savior, Christ the Lord. Like, this word is fulfilled in my life today. For Father Richard is born our Savior, Christ the Lord. Little manger in my heart. Jesus is living in me. And it's amazing. It's amazing. I absolutely love Jesus. Like, my life used to be an absolute mess. I mean, exteriorly, it looked like I had an awesome life. As many of you know, I got to go to California, golf scholarship to a Division I school, play golf every day, school was easy, do whatever I wanted, lots of money. The little manger in my heart, it was empty. And when you try to fill that manger with like alcohol, with whatever, you name that list of all those things that you can go to, I mean, that manger doesn't really work out. That manger only belongs to Jesus. When right before Mass, I placed the Christ child in that little manger scene. I'm like, this is what it feels like right now in my heart. Like Jesus is coming to lay himself in my heart. And when he's there, this is life-changing if you realize this. Like I'm learning this right now as I'm talking to you, because when he's there, regardless of what happens exteriorly, Jesus is there. Like there's nothing in the world that can prevent him from staying in there apart from our own decision to reject him. And when you let him in, Jesus, just take up your home in my heart. That little manger in my heart, you made it. My heart's a little manger. Come and lay yourself in my heart, Jesus. Oh, what a beautiful image. I honestly never thought of this idea of a manger until like right now. But it's so true. All of our hearts are these mangers. And we're called to allow Jesus to lay himself in the manger. There's like this really strong echo right now. And I'm like, you know what? Even that really strong echo, it doesn't prevent Jesus from laying himself in the manger of my heart. Oh, I just absolutely love Jesus. So there's this responsorial psalm. Today is born our Savior, Christ the Lord. This is fulfilled in my life, not only on my ordination day where I'm like, wow, you know, St. Paul, he said in Galatians 2:20, it's no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me. I've felt it, and I can't help but just share it. I want to share it with the whole world. And this is what happens in Christmas. When we experience what it's like for Jesus to come and live in the manger of our hearts, we just can't help but share it with others. Because you realize, you look at other people, they look sad, depressed, just burdened by COVID. And they don't realize that Jesus wants to lay in the manger of their hearts, take up his home in them. It's just as simple as inviting him in every single day. Jesus, just come, live inside of me. I can't do it alone. You're not made to do it alone. You're not made to do it alone. And Christmas is a story of God proving to you that you're not made to do it alone. All the other religions are an attempt to go to God. Christianity is the story of God saying, I'm coming to you. And on Christmas Day, Jesus is born in a manger to show us Jesus wants to be born in your hearts every single day. Every single day. As the angel said in today's gospel, I'm bringing you good news of great joy. This is the good news of great joy that all of us need to hear today. Jesus, he's looking at you right now. And he's saying, I want to be born in your heart. I want to give you the joy that you deeply desire, a joy no one can take away. This is the story of Christmas. It's not just something 2,000 years ago. It's a story that wants to happen in your life. It's so cool too. Even in the Mass, it's like Christmas. You ever think about that? Mass is like Christmas every day. And so, since I get to celebrate Mass every day, every time I go to Mass, it's like Christmas. Because Christmas, you have this tree, and you have a present underneath, and you get to open up the present. And, so Mass, there's like the tree, you see the cross, the wood of the cross, that's Jesus on there. And Jesus wraps himself under the appearance of bread. He wraps himself, and he gives himself to you as a gift. Now, one of the things about gifts is that you actually have to come and receive it. So after this Mass, we have the opportunity for people to come and receive this gift. Jesus will wrap himself entirely under the appearance of bread because he wants to come into the manger of your heart to take up permanent residence for good. This is the joy of Christmas. Nothing, absolutely nothing in this world can take this away from us. This is good news. Not just good news, but good news of great joy. Today is born our Savior, Christ the Lord. I've experienced it in my life. I deeply desire for you as well. That little manger in your heart, it's meant for Jesus alone. Invite him in, and experience it every time you get to come to Mass.